You know, I had a cousin a couple weeks ago that never comments on anything. And it made me think of this quote by Martin Luther King in my thumbnail. That history is going to remember the people that stood by and said nothing. And 2 weeks ago, that's what a lot of us saw. These high school friends, old co-workers, old buddies that didn't say anything about January 6th or Ahmaud Arbery being chased down and murdered by 3 white people, or George Floyd being murdered by a white cop, or January 6th, or Melissa Hortman, or the school shooting at the Catholic Church, or Uvalde or Parkland. Nothing. Nothing to see here. I'm not political. I never knew that dead children was political, or black people being treated was political, but hey, whatever. But then, like clockwork, I had my cousin scurry out of the cabinet like a cockroach. And a lot of us did. They literally and metaphorically came out of the closet. They took off their white hoods and they said, yep, that's my dude, that racist podcaster who endorsed an adjudicated rapist president, who's a felon. That's my guy. And they came to defend that. We have to stop denying that that's not who they really are, because it is. That's who they are. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Oh, well, I didn't vote. Yeah, you did. You don't vote for Hitler and say, well, I don't like what he did to the Jews. I don't agree with that, but he said no taxes on tips. I don't like what Benito Mussolini did to the Ethiopians, but you know what? No tax on overtime. I vote for the policy, not the person. Yeah, you do. You voted for the immorality and the insurrection and 13-year-old Katie Johnson that he molested and all the horrible stuff on Epstein Island and going into teenage girls' locker room, grab them by the PUSSY. I would date my daughter. 34 felonies, tax fraud, not writing to black people, asking for the execution of the Central Park Five. You accepted all of it. You just didn't care because it didn't affect you. Selfishness. That's what they are. And it's hard to come to grips with. But for white people, it's time to stand up and stop hiding behind your privilege. With great power comes great responsibility. There's still too many of us that are sitting on our privilege, thinking that the storm's just going to pass. I'm going to lock myself in the basement and the hurricane's going to pass over us. No. History's going to remember the people that stood by and did nothing. I had a friend text me the other day, hey, be careful, don't say this. No, Nope, not doing that. You know why? Because people that don't look like me, black people, don't have that luxury. Latinas don't have that luxury. Asians don't have that luxury. Muslims don't have that luxury. They don't have the luxury of just taking off what they look like. It's who they are. And there's still too many white people that are hiding behind that. Oh, I'll be fine. I'll be safe. I'll put on a blue bracelet. Nah. You have 2 options. You're either an ally or you're a fair-weathered friend. If you're going to jump off the ship right now because there's a little bit of turbulence, then you were never in it for the right reason. You stood up for what you thought was right when it was convenient, when it was easy, when it was comfortable. Now we're going to find out who's really in it for the right reason. Who's really an ally? Who's going to buckle down on that ship and get thrown overboard? That's what we're going to find out right now. And those are the people that you want to be friends with, that you want to work with, that are real allies, that are in it to actually change this country. The only way to stop this fascist regime, because both political parties aren't going to help us, let's be real. You have the Republican, Make America White Again, and you have the Democrats, give me $10, pitiful excuse for leader Hakeem Jeffries. Nobody's coming to save us. When you're ready to do a general strike, that's the only solution here. 2025strike.com. I'm tired of people and their bullshit reasons not to do it. I can't afford to. I can't afford to. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Do it. I don't care. You know what else Martin Luther King said? A true leader is not a searcher of consensus, they're a molder of consensus. Too many politicians right now tell you what you want to hear because they just care about getting reelected. I'm saying go on a general strike. Yeah, you're going to suffer financially. Are you in a concentration camp? Have you lost your baby in a concentration camp? Are you one of the 1,500 people that are missing from the concentration camp in Florida? Is your due process being taken away? Are you a black person that's being racially profiled and locked up and arrested just because of how you look? No. Oh, I'm sorry, but you don't want to lose your job. And that's the problem. You're not an ally. You're a fair-weathered friend. You don't think that I've lost customers from this? I don't care. Because they're on the white side of history. They want to stay behind their privilege. They want to maintain the patriarchy. I want to use it to tear it down. With great power comes great responsibility, is what Peter Parker's Uncle Ben said. So what's it going to be? It's your choice. The right side of history or the white side of history. The choice is yours.